know I've kind of billed this as Coffee with Nate. I stole that title, by the way. But today it's kind of more like Mac and Cheese with Nate. Why would anybody? Why would anybody? More like macaroni and cheese with Autumn. We're having a great day. So I wanted to take my time today to talk to you about why I think more people don't run marathons. And my feeling is that it's not the 26.2 miles that's the problem. The problem is 1 mile. It's the first mile, right? Whether it's the first mile of a training run or just the first mile you ever try to run. I started running when I was 40, and I'm not an athlete. I'm not a very good runner. I'm not very fast. But I enjoy it. And the reason I enjoy it is because I got past the first mile. I remember the first time I tried to run a mile. It was impossible. I just simply couldn't do it. And it was really painful and it was miserable. Like things started kind of aching and there were creaks and there were pains and all of these sorts of things. And not only that, but my head started playing games with me. As I was out there kind of suffering and plodding along and mostly walking, then my head started saying things like, well, shouldn't you be at home with your family? Or why aren't you working? Why are you wasting all this time? Why don't you just quit? And so between those kind of initial aches and pains and between the kind of mind games that I started playing with myself, I can understand why it is many people would never do that twice. I mean, why would you want to do that to yourself for 26 miles if the first mile is so miserable? And I think the people who run marathons, what they know is that it's not like that the whole time. That first mile, for me anyway, I got to understand I'm not fast, I'm not all that good at this, but the first mile, whether it's a training run or anything, it's painful. My body's getting used to things, I'm getting warmed up, right? And then I kind of play this game with my head where I kind of tell myself, you should be working, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you're wasting your time out there. And I just have to kind of push through that first mile. I just have to accept the fact it's going to be hard and it's not going to be much fun. In fact, for me, it takes about three slow, agonizing, painful, grueling miles where I'm just not having that much fun. But after that, the voices in my head kind of turn off because they realize they're not going to win. Like, we're going to be out here for a while, I'm not going home. And not only that, but my body's warmed up and the aches and the pains, they kind of go away. And I find myself into a nice rut, a good rut, a contemplative rut. I think that's why many people see running as meditation. And that's because that's exactly what it is. It's a quieting of the mind, but it takes a couple miles to get there. And those miles aren't fun. I kind of feel that way now in this kind of journey through COVID. My life is now about macaroni and cheese and those sorts of things, and that's okay. But the first mile is kind of a rough one. I have to kind of get the aches and pains out. I have to get used to some things. I'll be right there with your macaroni and cheese. And I have to kind of get used to this, like if I'm going to work and I'm going to attend to kids and all those sorts of things. But it's getting better. And I think my brain isn't reeling as fast as it was. And I think I'm finding a bit of a rhythm. And I hope that you are too. Because I think when we get into this rhythm, we're going to discover things about ourselves that are worth knowing. And I think that in all of that, this, like running or like meditation, is a spiritual exercise for us. And I hope that you discover the things about yourself that you desperately need to know. I hope the same thing happens for me. All right, enough of this. My kids aren't tolerating any longer. I need to get some macaroni and cheese out there. I hope you're all having a great day.